Before the race even started, a NASCAR legend issued a public warning. He said plainly and directly that a YouTube personality had no business being on this racetrack, that the discipline required for professional stock car racing could not be learned through a camera lens, that the garage would expose him for exactly what he was. Every driver in that field heard it. Every crew chief in that garage heard it. And so did Garrett Mitchell. What happened over the next few hours did not just silence that veteran. It forced him, on the record, to completely reverse everything he had ever said. But here is the part that will genuinely shock you. The silence at Rockingham was not even the most dramatic moment of this story. What happened 3 weeks later at the most notorious racetrack in America was something that no one in the sport's entire history had predicted. And it happened at 190 miles per hour. If you find this story as compelling as we do, hit that like button right now and subscribe. We are building something special here, and we would love to have you along for the ride. On April 4th, 2026, Garrett Mitchell stepped into the high-pressure environment of the NASCAR O'Reilly Series at the historic Rockingham Speedway. This debut was met with fierce skepticism from the sports establishment. Veteran voices like Kyle Petty had publicly questioned the presence of a YouTube personality on such a technical track, suggesting an internet sensation lacked the fundamental discipline required for professional stock car racing. Mitchell's objective was not to win, but to survive. Driving the #33 Richard Childress Racing, RCR, Chevrolet, Mitchell's performance was a masterclass in professional restraint. Despite qualifying 35th out of 38 and enduring 2 spins on lap 4 and lap 206, he refused to overdrive the car. He focused entirely on log laps rather than chasing the leaders. Mitchell finished the race in 32 ND place, 6 laps down, but successfully completed all 250 laps. Crucially, he did so without damaging the RCR equipment or impeding the race for the leaders. This discipline forced a total rhetorical shift from his detractors. Kyle Petty admitted after the race that Mitchell did exactly what was needed to shut up guys like him, proving he was there to learn the craft rather than hunt for a viral clip. But proving he could survive a race was just the baseline. Nobody expected what would happen when he was unleashed on the high banks of Alabama. The transition from short-track survival to super-speedway aggression defined the April 25th running of the ARCA Menard Series Alabama-manufactured Housing 200. After being denied entry into the higher-tier O'Reilly Series race due to a lack of sanction experience, Mitchell pivoted to the ARCA field to prove his high-speed mettle. Starting from a 20th position, he defied the stay-in-the-back mentality of most rookies, carving through the field to engage in a blistering door-to-door battle with Gio Rogero. For the first time in his professional career, Mitchell took the point, proving he could not only maintain pace, but actively lead laps at Talladega. This surge culminated in a chaotic, 3-wide final lap, where Mitchell traded paint with Gustin through the tri-oval. He crossed the stripe in 2 ND place, falling short of victory by a heartbreaking 0.111 seconds to Andy Jankowiak. The performance fundamentally shifted his industry reputation. Current NASCAR driver Carson Hocevar noted that the roar from the grandstands reached Dale Earnhardt Jr. levels of intensity. This wasn't a fluke of the draft. It was a tactical masterclass that validated Richard Childress's investment. By standing on the podium at the fastest track in the world, Mitchell proved he could process information at 190 mph while under extreme duress. The Talladega result was a massive high, but Mitchell knew that to stay in the good graces of the NASCAR elite, he had to take the hardest path possible. The journey to the podium, however, began with a brutal lesson in the volatility of professional stock car racing. On February 12, 2024, Garrett Mitchell made his sanctioned debut in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series at Daytona International Speedway. Driving the #1FordF 150 for Nice Motorsports, the high-stakes environment of super speedway drafting proved unforgiving. Just 5 laps into the event, a multi-car incident swept Mitchell into the outside wall. The heavy impact ended his night instantly, leaving him with a 31 ST place finish and a heap of salvage metal. This early exit served as a sobering reminder that in NASCAR, mechanical preparation can be negated in a fraction of a second by variables beyond a driver's control. The momentum shifted during a subsequent appearance at Kansas Speedway in the ARCA Menard Series. On the 1.5-mile ** intermediate tri-oval, Mitchell demonstrated that his pace was not limited to pack racing. He moved through the field with calculated passes, running as high as 70h and maintaining lap times consistent with the leaders. However, his engine expired, forcing an early retirement despite his top 10 performance. While the Daytona crash highlighted the sport's inherent danger, the Kansas run proved he possessed genuine speed before the breakout at Talladega. Following the guidance of Dale Earnhardt Jr., who advised him to get his feet wet at local short tracks to refine his car control, Garrett Mitchell is taking the most authentic route back to the grassroots level. Rather than simply renting a high-tier seat, he is personally building a pro late model in his own shop to compete in the Cars Tour. By leveraging his mechanical background to assemble the chassis and powertrain himself, he aims to have the car race-ready within a few weeks. This entry into a series co-owned by Dale Jr., Kevin Harvick, Jeff Burton, and Justin Marks signals a move away from rent-a-driver status and toward a permanent fixture in the racing community. This build-it-yourself approach serves as a strategic pivot to develop the technical sensitivity required at the highest levels of NASCAR. Entering the Cars Tour with his own equipment demonstrates a commitment to paying his dues in a way that resonates with the core racing demographic. It bridges the gap between a content creator with a checkbook and a professional who understands the physics of his machine. This move provides the missing link in his driver development, the ability to feel minute chassis adjustments on high-grip, low-downforce surfaces. This isn't just about racing. It is about gaining the technical vocabulary to communicate with crew chiefs at the elite level. The backbone of this entire ascension is a structured multi-year alliance with Richard Childress Racing, an organization with 6 Cup Series championships. This isn't a one-off marketing appearance. The contract secures Mitchell's seat in the #33Tommies Express Chevrolet for a minimum of 3 starts in 2026 and an additional 3 races in 2027. While the Cars Tour handles his short-track education, the RCR partnership provides sophisticated telemetry and engineering data required to master high-speed intermediate tracks. The focus now shifts to Nashville Superspeedway on May 30th, where the team is implementing a data-driven training regimen. To prepare, Mitchell is logging extensive hours in Chevrolet's Driver-in-the-Loop simulator, a tool typically reserved for Tier 1 professionals. Under the mentorship of Mike Verlander, the program is designed to harness the power of the O'Reilly Series machines by analyzing tire fall-off and aero push in a virtual environment before the green flag drops in Tennessee. This transition from a privateer effort to a factory-backed development program gives Mitchell access to RCR's elite setup notes and pit crews. It validates his status as a serious prospect within the NASCAR ecosystem, transforming him from a visitor into a sanctioned athlete. In just a few months, he progressed from a 5-lap crash at Daytona that threatened to derail his momentum to a 0.111-second defeat at Talladega that signaled his arrival as a genuine frontrunner. By earning the validation of legends like Dale Jr. and converting skeptics like Kyle Petty, Mitchell has established a sustainable model for the next generation of drivers. He is no longer a guest in the NASCAR garage. He is a sanctioned athlete who has proven that influence on a screen can translate into speed on the asphalt. Reality didn't just meet expectations, it lapped them, cementing Mitchell as a permanent fixture in the future of the sport. If this story moved you the way it moved us, we would genuinely appreciate your support. This channel is just getting started, and our goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers. Every like and subscription truly makes a difference and helps us keep telling stories like this one. We are a new channel with a real passion for this sport, and your support means everything. Now we want to hear from you. Do you believe Garrett Mitchell has what it takes to compete full-time in NASCAR, or do you think the garage door will eventually close on his dream? Drop your honest opinion in the comments below.